Let's be honest, school taught us a lot. How to read, write, multiply, and memorize stuff we thought was true. But some of that truth, yeah, it didn't age well. From scientific myths to flat-out historical lies, some things we were taught in school are just plain wrong. Like not maybe kinda outdated wrong, but how did this even make it into textbooks wrong? So today, we're setting the record straight with 10 things you were taught in school that are totally false. Strap in. Some of these will mess with your brain. 10. Medieval people never bathed. Not true. School made the Middle Ages sound like one long body odor convention. But here's the truth. People bathed a lot more than you think. Public bathhouses were common in Europe up until the 14th century. People used soaps made from animal fat and lye. They brushed teeth with herbs like mint or sage. Linen underclothes helped absorb sweat and keep things clean. So why the stinky reputation? During the Black Death, public bathing declined due to fear of infection. Later, Victorian writers exaggerated how filthy medieval life was to feel better about their own era. So no, medieval people weren't spotless, but they weren't swamp trolls either. 9. Dinosaurs were just scaly lizards. Welcome to Featherland. Your childhood dino book showed green T-Rexes and scaly raptors, right? Well, science has evolved. Fossil evidence now shows that many dinosaurs, especially raptors, had feathers. And they weren't weird prehistoric accidents either. These feathers had color, structure, and function. Modern birds didn't descend from dinosaurs. Birds are dinosaurs. They're the last living branch of a group called theropods. So yeah, next time you see a chicken, you're looking at a distant cousin of the T-Rex. Still want that Jurassic Park reboot? 8. Blood is blue in your veins until it's oxygenated. Nope. You look at your wrist, see blue veins, and think, blood must be blue before it hits air. False. Blood is always red, even when it's deoxygenated. It's just a darker red. Your veins look blue because of how light penetrates your skin and reflects back. It's an optical illusion, not a chemistry lesson. Medical professionals, they know this. Textbooks sometimes still mess it up. So next time someone says your blood is blue inside your body, ask them if they think Smurfs are real too. 7. The Declaration of Independence was signed on July 4th. Wrong date school drilled it into us. July 4th, 1776, America's birthday. But here's the truth bomb. Most of the founding fathers didn't sign the Declaration on that date. July 4th was when the document was officially approved by Congress. But the actual signing ceremony took place on August 2nd, 1776. Some delegates signed even later. So July 4th is more like America's "we agree on this day," not the true "we signed this day." Still want to celebrate it? Cool. Just know you're cheering for paperwork. 6. You only use 10% of your brain. Total nonsense. Hollywood loves this myth. You only use 10% of your brain? What if you unlock the rest? Sorry, sci-fi fans. That's pure garbage. Brain scans, like fMRIs, show activity in every part of the brain, even during sleep. Sure, you're not using all of it at the same time, but that's not how brains work. That 10% number, nobody really knows where it came from. Possibly misquoted psychology research from the 1800s, or just a catchy marketing line from self-help books. The truth? You use all of your brain just for different things at different times. So no, unlocking the other 90% won't turn you into a god. It'll just give you a seizure. 5. Napoleon was short. Actually, he was average. You've heard the phrase Napoleon complex. Short guy, big ego. But here's the truth. Napoleon Bonaparte was around 5 feet 6 inches or 5 feet 7 inches in modern height. Pretty normal for a Frenchman in the early 1800s. So where did the myth come from? A couple reasons. British propaganda made fun of him during wartime. French measurements were different, so when people converted his height to English units, it looked shorter. He was often surrounded by his imperial guard, who were unusually tall soldiers, making him seem small by comparison. So no, Napoleon didn't have a short man complex. He had a world domination complex. Whole different problem. 4. Humans came from monkeys. That's not evolution. This one's always delivered with confusion and a smirk. So, if humans came from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? Good question. Dumb premise. We didn't come from monkeys. We share a common ancestor with them. Think of evolution like a branching tree, not a straight line. We didn't upgrade from chimp to human like a software update. We and modern apes evolved in different directions from a shared ancestor that lived millions of years ago. Also, monkey isn't a scientific category. It's slang. There are dozens of primate branches. So next time someone hits you with the monkey line, hit back with a timeline. 3. People in the Middle Ages thought the Earth was flat. Nope. Another school favorite. People back then were so dumb, they thought the Earth was flat. Except, no. Educated people in the Middle Ages knew the Earth was round. Greek mathematician Eratosthenes calculated the Earth's circumference in the 3rd century BC. With surprising accuracy, sailors used the curvature of the Earth to navigate. Astronomers understood it. Philosophers taught it. The idea that medieval people believed in a flat Earth was invented in the 1800s as a way to paint the past as ignorant and science-hating. Basically, your textbook was dunking on the Middle Ages for no reason. 2. Columbus discovered America. He absolutely did not 1492. Columbus sailed the ocean blue and landed in the Bahamas. Not the US, not North America. Not anything close to what you were picturing. Even worse, he thought he was in Asia. So not only did he not discover America, he didn't even know where the hell he was. And let's not forget, millions of indigenous people were already living across the continent. Entire civilizations like the Aztecs, Incas, and Iroquois, thriving before Columbus ever set sail. Also, the Vikings reached North America about 500 years earlier. Leif Erikson and his crew touched down in what's now Canada, long before Columbus was born. So no, Columbus didn't discover anything, but he did kick off genocide, slavery, and colonization. Congrats, Chris. Hit the 1. Einstein failed math. Nope. This is the feel-good lie teachers loved. Don't worry if you suck at math. Even Einstein failed it. Inspirational. Sure, accurate. Not even close. Albert Einstein was gifted at math. By age 12, he was already mastering algebra. By 15, he was doing calculus for fun. That rumor about him failing math came from a misinterpreted Swiss grading system where a 6 was the best grade, not the worst. Some journalist in the 20th century flipped it, and the myth stuck. Einstein later said, "I never failed mathematics. Before I was 15, I had mastered differential and integral calculus." So yeah, next time someone says Einstein failed math, tell them they failed Google. So there you have it. 10 things you were taught in school that turned out to be dead wrong. How many of these surprised you? Let me know in the comments and drop your favorite false school fact. Hit like if you feel like you've just rewritten half your childhood memories. And subscribe if you're into truth bombs, myth busting, and content that actually teaches something. Thanks for watching.